What is going on, everyone? And I wish I was more excited right now with this intro, but we did this to ourselves, y'all. It's Jingles here. Thank you for coming back for another video. But we are in official desperation mode right now. It is week 7, and we are facing the Church of Chi-Yu, which is Scooteezy, VGC, a good friend of mine I've gotten to know throughout the season. And we've talked for like hours in some cases. Like he's just one of those people that are just a joy to talk to, and you just kind of talk about Pokemon, and it's just a lot of fun to kind of just talk about the game with someone that enjoys it as much as you do. But it's funny how it works out. When I get my schedule at the beginning of a season, everybody usually what they do, other than me, is they look at the first week and they're like, all right, I need to beat this person and yada yada. I look at my last week of the season because I always ask myself, if the season's on the line in the last week, who do I have to beat? And I wasn't looking forward to this one. Scooteezy is a heck of a player, competes at a high level, and has played draft. So unfortunately, we have our work cut out for us this week, and our season is on the line. And I want to show you guys the standings before we dive into anything. And this is the situation we have put ourselves in right now. We have Justin and John-Luke running away with it right now at 5-1, only a difference of a game and maybe a game differential or a Pokemon differential. Zem is doing pretty well for himself at 4-2, and our opponent in week 7 is actually holding up the last playoff spot. Then you have Konami Please Nerf at 3-3, myself at 3-3. We ended up losing last week against Justin Tang, who is in first place right now. Yes, it kind of sucked. I wish we took at least one of those games. I think one of them we had actually both of them we had a pretty good shot of at least competing and taking a game there. Because like even the game differential being the first tiebreaker is really rough for us, right? But 3-3, 0 game diff. The Pokemon differential is not too bad at +9. It's not too bad. Next after that, we got Shuckle King, 3-3. Then we got Zolrain, 2-4. Alex getting his first win last week at 1-5. And Cisco looking for his first win so he doesn't go winless throughout the season. I believe in him, and I can't wait to see what he brings up in his last week, because the last week of the season is usually fun when playoffs are kind of out of the picture. I just love to see what people cook up. But this is the situation, guys. This is not fun. This is not fun. This is my league. I got to make the playoffs in my league, right? Like, you expect to at least make the playoffs. I invited all these people, and they hate on me by beating me, and they should respect me and let me win. No, don't let me win. Don't do that. Don't ever let anybody win. Yeah, but it'd be nice to be in a much better spot going into the last week of the season. I knew it would be tough. Because it's 10 teams and only 4 playoff spots. So, and the people that we've invited in this league, they're no pushovers. So I knew it was going to be tough. But that last playoff spot at Scooteezy and Zem, I think Zem's pretty safe right now, because I don't think anybody can really catch him. Like maybe Konami or something, but it's going to be a little tough for everybody else. But so I think 4 through 7 really have a chance to make that last playoff spot. So in this situation, obviously I have to win. I have to beat Scooteezy this week. And I can't just win. I have to beat him badly. That's the situation we put ourselves in. And at the same time, I have to hope that everybody else loses. Like, I have to hope Konami loses. I have to hope Shuckle King loses. You know, so it's just one of those things that I put myself in this situation. It's been a long season, and unfortunately, you got to look back at some of the turns that maybe you could have saved a KO, maybe took a game, maybe there was like a game that got away from you, but whatever, it's just one game. Even if we get a win one week, we let up a game and now we're short. It might be the difference, right? So unfortunately, we got to go into this week not thinking about any of that. We just got to take care of what we can control. We got to go get a win this week, and I'm going to go over what we're facing and how we're going to beat it. So let's dive into that right now. So that is the standings. That's the situation we're dealing with. Let's get into the team that we're facing, which is a very strong team in Scooteezy. The player himself, actually, just in case you don't know who Scooteezy is, he's from Australia, so he releases videos at ungodly times, as Australians like to do, but the content's fire. If you haven't had a chance, like, he covers VGC tournaments, He goes over in-depth analysis of the teams, the usage stats, things like that. And if you want to get better at VGC, check out his channel. So many good little nuggets in there showing you exactly why the top players are doing well with the teams that they're using and what teams he's had success with. So go check him out, and let's get into how we're going to beat him, actually. So a little bit of pedigree over on the other side of the field, but Pokemon number 1 we've got is Ogerpon Wellspring. Ogerpon Wellspring is just such a really, really good Pokemon. This is actually the Pokemon we were looking at getting to pair with our Gouging Fire in the draft, but it was a little expensive at 20 points, so we decided to go with the Cornerstone. But it's worked out okay for us. I'm curious exactly in hindsight what if it would have been better to get the Wellspring and then maybe, you know, I'm not exactly sure, but we do like our water types this season. So, but that's Ogerpon Wellspring. No mystery there. No surprise exactly what it can do. It's got redirection, great support, great offense, hard to take down, gets the defense boot or the special defense boost when it terras, eliminates some of its weaknesses by going full water type when it terras as well. Very scary stuff. Next, we've got Chi-Yu. In my opinion, one of the strongest Pokemon in the game. Not even in my opinion. I'm pretty sure that a Choice Spec, forget Choice Specs because it's just an item. A Chi-Yu Overheat is the strongest move in the game, I think. I could be wrong. It might be Rampardos with the Head Smash, but I'm pretty sure Chi-Yu with the Beads of Ruin addition to Overheat, I'm pretty sure it does more damage. I'll have to look at that, but I think I remember someone saying that this thing does more damage in a single turn than any Pokemon can, without any factors or sun or items or multipliers or whatever. Just the ability, just the move, damage. But yeah, this thing's very scary. Like, even with the support set, the Snarls and stuff like that, this thing does a lot of damage with Stab Snarl, and that passive ability just makes so many things on the team stronger, such as Enamorous Incarnate. This thing has been very, very good for him this season. It's been a little bit of a glass cannon, but it's won him a couple of weeks, taken some key KOs, getting boost with that contrary ability on the physical and special side with the partner Thundurus. Thundurus is next. So the Eerie Impulse Thundurus, scary face, whatever stat you want to drop, doesn't actually drop Enamorous's stats. It raises Enamorous's stats by doing side stuff. So this Enamorous can get out of hand if he goes double Genie this week, which he has a lot of the week, so I'm definitely expecting and preparing for it. But Thundurus is just a monster as well, just running... It's probably the most annoying Pokemon in the game. This Pokemon alone, I'm pretty sure was the reason why Pokemon really nerfed a lot of the moves in the game, like Swaggers, so for confusion, and T-Wave. Just talk to Aaron Zhang. He probably had a little bit to do with that as well on the negative side, unfortunately. Actually, you know, little plug here. I did have a chance to interview Aaron Cybertron Zhang. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, go check down in my video history. You'll find out there's an interview with Aaron Cybertron Zhang, looking with his beautiful suit self in the thumbnail. Go check it out. We talked for maybe, I think it was 45 minutes or an hour, one or the other. But we talked for quite a while. Super cool dude. Anyway, back to the actual match at hand. So Thundurus, I think, is really good too. Iron Hands is amazing. Sorry, Iron Hands. Yeah, you know what? That's not an untrue statement. Iron Hands is amazing. Iron Treads is very good this week too. I think this Iron Treads is coming for sure. This thing is really annoying for a lot of the stuff that I want to do. When we get into actually my team, like the steel coverage is really nice. Into the Ogerpon, I can't really hit it back. Yes, the Gouging Fire can hit it, but the Iron Treads also hits the Gouging Fire back. So it's one of those, like, you know, we might need a Terra to win that little matchup 1v1. Iron Treads, it hits, let me see, the Gengar, the Berserker, the Ampharos. Like, this thing is just really, really good. It might not do a lot of damage, but with the 2 stabs, this thing could get out of hand, especially with maybe boost possibly from the Hitmontop, which is next. Hitmontop having coaching with at its disposal, being able to coach the Wellspring or the Treads, or whatever it might, like the Pokemon that are coming. It gets Fake Out, Wide Guard, which is really frustrating for my team to deal with, because we don't have any way of stopping Wide Guard except for like taunting it, and we just can't go for our massive spread if we wanted to. So Hitmontop is very, very cool. I like the Pokemon itself. I don't like facing it. It's very annoying. Even Faint was a pain in testing. But yeah, so him on top, very cool. Intimidate, my team is a little weak to Intimidate because Ogerpon Cornerstone cannot stop it. So if you did want, it's a perfect switch in, literally a perfect switch in on an Ivy Cudgel with the Rock Ivy Cudgel. You could switch in pretty safely with the Hitmontop, drop the attack, and eat the Ivy Cudgel itself. So expect the hit. I don't think there's any question Hitmontop is coming. Like, for sure it's coming. Zoroark-Hisui, this little pain. This thing's a little annoying. Like, I have to pretend that everything in turn 1 could be this thing, right? I have to be ready for some sort of like Specs, Hyper Voice, or Shadow Ball or something, right? So I think this thing could be a little sneaky. I'm probably gonna put it on like the maybe could come, like possibly, because again, it's kind of a coin toss, right? You just toss the coin, and like if you predict that it is a Zoroark and you get it right, that thing's probably dying because it's really frail. But at the same time, if you don't know it's coming, and, you know, say, for example, he leads the Duosion, and then it's actually a Zoroark, and I go for an Imprison, and I just die or something, right? Or I go for a Taunt, I'm just dead. So that thing is definitely the Master of Disguise. Scraggy, I think it's possible as well. I don't think you're going to see Hitmontop and Scraggy this week, but Scraggy with Fake Out coaching, it's a little bit of an overlap with the Hitmontop, what it can do. But with the Eviolite, it might be a little bit bulkier than the Hitmontop after stats are distributed from the item, but who knows? But I think it's probably on the less likely side. I think Hitmontop having that wide guard option is probably slightly better than Scraggy this week, but we'll have to see. Next, we got Colossal. He's been running the Colossal with the Steam Engine and the Flash Fire as well, and just going for like Lava Plume stuff with Chi-Yu. Meteor Beam he's run this season. Weakness Policy, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he's run the Absorb Bulb yet this season, but that it could be a set as well, but it's probably, I don't know how good it is in my Trick Room, against my Trick Room team, but well, I'm not sure. Probably on the less likely side to come, but Duosion, if it's gonna come, it's there to stop my Trick Room. Like, it's not really doing anything else, so I doubt it's really there in any other capacity, so we'll have to see what he decides to do. But that's his team, so let's talk about what we think is gonna come. Yeah, because I like to do that stuff, right? I like to discuss what's coming, what we think is coming, what's not coming, things like that, our predictions. So I think easily Ogerpon, Chi-Yu, Enamorous, Thundurus. Why not? You know what? I'm just gonna straight up guess the 6. How does that sound? I'm going top 6 here. We got Ogerpon, Chi-Yu, Enamorous, Thundurus, Iron Treads, and Hitmontop. I think those are the 6 that are coming. I think you can make an argument for Zoroark. You can make an argument for Colossal and Duosion, but they're probably on the less likely side. So let's go with the top 6 here, I think are coming. Zoroark in the possibly coming. I'm going to say Colossal on the possibly coming. And then I'm just going to say Duosion and Scraggy are less likely. You know what? I'm flipping around here. So we got the top 6 are coming for sure. That's what we're going to say. In the maybe coming, we're going to have the Zoroark and the Colossal, because I think that the Colossal is possible, and the Duosion, let's throw that in there to stop my Trick Room, and then all by his lonesome in the probably not coming, or definitely not coming, is Scraggy. So, Future J, when you're editing these graphics, make sure you put those in order. But how are we going to beat this team? Well, let's dive into how we're going to beat this team. So, on our roster, we've got Ogerpon Cornerstone. Ogerpon Cornerstone, this thing basically with our redirection is really nice. Obviously, the rock goes into what's it called? His double genies really well. Goes into the Chi-Yu really well, which is also why I think the Hitmontop and the Treads are probably coming, because they're two nice switch-ins for what Ogerpon does. Because it just looks way too good. Like, Rock looks fantastic into this team. Hits the Thundurus, the Enamorous, the Chi-Yu, the Colossal. Yeah, like it was definitely the first Pokemon on my team though. But you'll notice that there's a little bit of theme on this team. We have middle speed tiers and nothing super fast and nothing super slow, and I'll get into why in a second. Next, we've got the Gouging Fire with the Clear Amulet. He's got double Intimidate. I can't not run Clear Amulet on here, so I think it makes sense. Temper Flare. So the reason I'm running Temper Flare this week, just in case you guys have never run Temper Flare is just Stomping Tantrum, but fire type. So Gouging Fire. So let me explain why I chose Temper Flare. So I wanted to run Flare Blitz or Heat Crash. That's usually what people do when it comes down to your Gouging Fire sets, and it all comes down to weight. So on the other side, how heavy is everything? And you may notice that a lot of this team is very, very light. So a lot of the times, you're actually probably 90% of the time, maybe except for like 1 or 2, your Heat Crash is doing 120 power fire move. Fantastic, right? But why are we running fire coverage? We're running it to hit that Iron Treads. You know how heavy Iron Treads is? It makes Heat Crash a 60 power move. The calcs into the 60 power move were not friendly, so I went to Flare Blitz, and I'm like, okay, fine. The more I used it, I didn't like the recoil. The recoil really sucked because the Gouging Fire, I was doing more damage to myself, and I didn't really like it. So I decided to go and try Temper Flare, and here's why Temper Flare. Fake Out is annoying, right? So if you get faked out and you flinch before you can actually move, your Temper Flare, as is Stomping Tantrum, doubles in power. So that actually gives me a 150 power fire move if I get faked out, or I use, for example, Dragon Claws on this set as well, into an immunity like the Enamorous Incarnate, things like that. So if I get flinched, or if I use that immunity into something, I can actually, oh, he goes for like Terra Fairy and I just whiff. Now I have 150 power move next. So I'm expecting to be faked out and then just obliterate something with a Temper Flare right after. So let's see if that comes up. And not to mention, we can boost the damage with Dragon Dance if we wanted to. And then we have the Burning Bulwark, just because apparently we don't care about T-Waves. We'll have to see if that actually comes up because, yeah, you can T-Wave through it. Next, we have the Primarina. Primarina looks fantastic this week. I think it looks obviously it looks amazing. The only thing you have to really look out for is the Wide Guard. So it's, do I lock into Spread with Hyper Voice or D-Gleam and then risk being Wide Guarded? Or do we just go for the crazy Moonblast, or do we go for Draining Kiss? Because locking into any of these moves is very good, or it could be problematic depending on the situation, right? So, but Specs Moonblast with Primarina is just always super strong. It's never a bad move to click, right? So always click it. Unless you want to go for Spread and just hit around the redirection, but we'll have to see how he decides to play it. But yeah, Choice Specs, Max Speed, Max Special Attack, sorry. But you'll notice that I actually have the Primarina at 90 speed. So I've got 76 speed investment here to make it 90. Why is it 90, Jay? Well, 90 underspeeds quite a bit of things on this team naturally. So for example, the Hitmontop, without any investment, let me just go to neutral, 1 second. So Hitmontop gets to 90 speed as well. So if he has no investment in his Hitmontop at all, we speed tie it and trick him. Super cool, right? Sometimes you just overflow and throw things in speed, but so we can speed tie it and trick him if we really wanted to. But in Tailwind, we can outspeed his whole team, which is amazing. Let me see, positive. So yeah, so his Thundurus is 179 speed at max. Well, if we double it, we get to 180. So now we have Tailwind and Trick Room. So the Trick Room is set by Cresselia. Obviously, all season we have. Pretty standard set. Mental Herb, because I didn't want to be taunted. It was either Mental Herb or Covert Cloak this week, but I can go into like exactly why we chose it. I think I was more afraid of the Fake Out, so the Covert Cloak. So the turn that played out, we go for Follow Me, then we go for Trick Room. So if he goes for Fake Out into my Ogerpon, or fakes out my Cress, and then he goes for like a taunt or something like that, we have the Mental Herb there. The next turn he can't fake out, so we can just go for Follow Me and go for Trick Room again. So it didn't really matter. So if we ran Mental Herb, we were able to get up Trick Room on turn 2. If we didn't, it was going to be a little difficult. So we decided to go with the Mental Herb. Thank you very much, Riley, a friend of mine, for giving us that idea. I thought it was a really nice way to actually play out that turn. But again, Helping Hand just to boost the damage on the Specs Primarina, and Lunar Blessing just to kind of keep things alive. So we liked it. And Psychic is just good coverage into most of the team. Next, we have Iron Jugulus. So this is what's going to double our speed in a situation. So one of the reasons why I'm running Tailwind on this team is because in testing, I was getting so frustrated with this week because I was able to set up Trick Room easily, very, very easily. But the problem was I wasn't able to win the game in 4 turns after Trick Room was up. So as soon as Trick Room ended, he could just switch around because he's got some nice balance core and stuff like that. He's got his Hitmontop, switches in on the rock. He's got his Ogerpon, switches in on the water. He's got his Iron Treads to switch on the fairy. So he was able to protect, switch around, things like that. And Trick Room was over, and then, you know, then it was just a little too hard to win at that point. So I didn't really like the way it was playing, but the idea that I had was have the late game Tailwind and have Pokemon that can, if you double their speed in Tailwind, do well in both modes, Trick Room and Tailwind. So the way it was playing out. So deal as much damage as possible. Make him be uncomfortable in your Trick Room. He's trying to stall it out, this and that. But as soon as it's over, he might be able to pick up a KO on the Cresselia, whatever it might be. And he goes, yes, Trick Room's gone. I think I win. Jugulis comes in with the booster energy speed, sets a Tailwind, and continue the onslaught. And those, I don't think I lost a prep game after that playing with that style. So I loved it. Tried it out. I hope it comes into play now because I'm so proud of exactly problem solving in that situation that I couldn't find a way to win. And then this was able to overcome that, and it was working very well. Mudsdale, believe it or not, was actually tossed onto this team at the end because I wasn't really bringing anything else. And again, you guys know that I like my Fairy Ground, especially in Trick Room, so Mudsdale is exactly the same. We have a lot of offense. I threw the Life Orb on there to make up for the lack of the boosting nature, so I couldn't go boosting nature because I needed the speed to get to 90. So we're able to do Tailwind, go for the Life Orb Earthquake stuff, Rock Slide, Terra Poison, Terra Blast, and he can't be intimidated or faked out. So I thought this thing was a good bring this week, so hopefully it comes into play. I'm not sure exactly. It's probably there more so for the Treads, or the Colossal. So if he wants to bring the Colossal or the Treads, we have an answer for it. So that's basically the team. So that's how we're going to beat Scooteezy this week, if that happens. But yeah, I can't wait to see it, guys. And there's so much on the line right now. We really, I just want to go out with a bang. I want to win. I want the team to function. We've lost too many close ones to be like, you know what? I just want to have a fun game this week. No, we need to win. How about we get a win this week? This is crazy, guys. We've lost two really, really close games, 1-0 and 1-0 against John Luke. We lost 1-0 and 1-0 against Justin Tang. And then we lost a close one against in week 1, which actually goes back to our first week of the season, where it might bite us in the butt, right? So unfortunately, we got to sleep in the bed that we've made, but close enough doesn't win championships, you know what I mean? So that's why these guys are so consistent at the top. So, hey, we need to get ourselves a win this week. If you guys are not interested in this right now, I don't know what would. Win or in, you know what I mean? And here's the cool part too. We can actually knock out the player we're facing, potentially, right? So if we win this, we could just flip spots, right? Potentially. So let's go steal that playoff spot. I will see you guys in just a second with the match. Wish me luck. All right, here we go. Week 7 action. And we got Scooteezy. We're about to connect. And yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm not exactly sure. Well, I always say I'm not exactly sure how it's going to go, but we need to win something fierce, guys. Our playoffs are on the line. On the let me just say searching. Searching. Cool. Let's see. Why am I not really stressed? You think a win and in I'd be stressed? Scott. I think he misspelt it. I mean, it's supposed to say Scoot. Am I right? All right. So we've got our game plan. We've got his Terras. Let's just do the participating team. Woo, all right. So how do we play this again? How do we play the game? Let's do Area 0 because me likey. All right, what is the game plan? So we have Ogerpon's been a pain. So there's no treads, which is really nice, actually. So not having iron treads makes things not easier, but it's just less we have to worry about. So no treads, no cold, Duosion, Scraggy, okay. So that means he's pretty weak to rock, actually, and I don't see any, other than the ground Terra on Enamorus, like he doesn't really have any resistances, so we got to save that thing for a little bit later. But yeah, we need to get Trick Room up, right? So he's probably just gonna go for spread, right? Maybe even double spread. Actually, that's probably the play. Yeah. We speed tie. Well, if it's Scarf Chi-Yu, you know what? I think we just have to go for the plan, right? I think we just have to go for the plan and trust it. I don't know if he's going to be ready for it. His goal is going to be stopping the Cresselia from getting Trick Room up. And he's got Terra Ghost on the Thundurus. So we didn't even bring Fake Out, so we don't have to worry about the Zoroark. We just can't just sit back and just get hit. That's the only thing. So, all right, let's do it. This is the game plan. This is what we prepared. And if he prepared better, then hats off to him, I guess, right? Let's get some sound going here. All right, Scott. Let's go, Scott. Ogerpon Thundy. Okay. At least it's not... Well, actually, it could very well be the Zoroark, so... So we're just going to go for Trick Room. And we're going to go for the Follow Me. He can only paralyze us once, and if he takes us out, then... He might actually want to get rid of the Ogerpon here. He might actually attack. And Trick Room. Trick Room and... attack. Yeah, let's do that. There's the T-Wave, that's fine. You see, that's okay. Trick, okay. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. Alright, so we got Scarf on the crest now, which I think someone actually... Oh, there's the Charty. We're learning so much information. And we KO'd anyway. Oh, the crit. Well, that helps. Alright, so the Zoroark has Choice Scarf. Okay. And now Trick Room's up. So we're gonna have to hard switch, though, unfortunately. Yeah, this is a really uncomfortable situation, because he could just Wood Hammer that slot. But we can go for a Follow Me, actually. That's not bad. Because we didn't take any damage. So it's not specs on the Zoroark. Yeah, we could just go for Follow Me here, I feel. Hold on, let's just see, can we switch moves? I'm pretty sure we can't. Yeah, we can't. So, okay, so let's go for the switch into the Prim, and let's go for a Follow Me. And if we get fully paralyzed, then what do we do? What do you want of this? Princess, by the way, shout out to my cat. There we go. Not fully paralyzed. Super awesome. Cool. So, Trick. Horn Leech. Bitter Malice. It's okay. We're going to crit everything anyway, right? Okay. So the fact that we live that is crazy. So we have to go for the Terra Dragon. Let's go for D-Gleam, I guess. Because he doesn't have the Fairy Resist, right? He has no Fairy Resist. And we do go first. So I feel like we just need to... So not getting fully paralyzed would be nice here. That'd be very nice. But the Terra Dragon's going to save us. If this is late game Enamorous, we do have the late game Tailwind. We did plan for this. So this is kind of going according to plan. We're surviving a lot longer than we thought we would. It's kind of bulky, actually. Yeah, nice. We are picking up KOs here. Yeah, I knew it was a Zoroark. We're not surprising anybody. What are you doing with this lot? Picking up the Ogerpon here? Ooh, that did more than I wanted. Ouch. What in the world? Okay. So Chi-Yu comes out here. So Helping Hand D-Gleam, I bet it just finishes the game, right? Let's go for D-Gleam, and we go for a... Oh, wait. Well, that Ogerpon's still in the field. Alright, how many turns is Drinker? We have 2? I thought it was 2. 2, yeah. Alright, so we go for D-Gleam here. And I think we go for the Follow Me, I guess, right? Nah, let's just do this. Let's just double it. Okay, so he's going either Terra Water, maybe hopefully survives on the D-Gleam on the +1. No, it's Terra... What was it? Terra Grass? It's not really going to help you. Oh, he doesn't know I'm Specs yet. Okay, so there's the Terra Grass. Spiky Shield makes sense. But this should pick up the Chi-Yu. Well, we would have to... Ooh, so we're not going to pick up... Okay. Hopefully the spread damage picks up my... my thing, right? Ooh, Assault Vest Chi-Yu. Gotta be. Okay, so that kind of picked up what we wanted it to, right? All right, that's not bad. So we can bring in this, and then we can go... Actually, wait a second, a helping hand? No, we want to save our... We want to save our Primarina. So we're going to set Tailwind here. And we're going to hard switch. Yeah. Or can we just beat Chi-Yu straight up? That's the thing. I feel like we can save this. Hold on, did we get the -1? I feel like we did. No, we didn't. Okay, so we can just attack here again. Yeah, you know what? Let's just attack here, and let's just go for a protect. I feel like that's fine. If Prim goes down here, we could just win with an air slash into the Chi-Yu. Spiky Shield goes for it. We pick up anyway. Cool. So we got protect. He's probably just going to go for the Snarl again, right? Because why not? Beacon goes off. Cool. Doesn't do enough to the Chi-Yu, but we pick up next turn with the air slash, and that should be game. Snarl goes off. Misses again. Does it? Okay, so now we just go for the... Let's go for D-Gleam again, and we'll go for Air Slash, and that is game. Cool, so Snarl... Oh, wow, okay. Dark Pulse. Picks up the KO. I wish we didn't miss that KO. That kind of sucks, actually. So, he is switching his moves, so I'm pretty sure it's AV. Like, that did so little. We are min speed on the, I think he's going to get a speed tier here, because at the 1.5... Yeah, we're 81, so we're 120, so depending on the investment here... Alright, well, hopefully don't miss this. Good. Cool, so we pick up a game. So Dark Pulse... So the plan worked. We didn't even set Tailwind too. So he doesn't really know the speed tier of my Prim yet, which is really nice. So we could probably just do the exact same thing. Maybe he was hoping for a little bit more, maybe a little bit more RNG on those T-Waves, because we got paralyzed, I think, once. So that wasn't too bad. The Thundurus went for the Thunder Wave. Okay. The Ogerpon went for the Horn Leech. Spiky Shield. And let's just go for... You know what? Let's do... Blueberry Elite 4. I think that song's kind of fire, isn't it? Bittermouth. So the Zoroark didn't really do much. The Hitmontop, I was surprised it didn't come. I think he's just going to lead it, right? But we did play out that scenario, right? So we did play out the Follow Me Trick Room, and if he did fake out an attack, we still get it off the next turn anyway. He might want to force my Terra, so that could be an interesting play. Or we could just go straight up for the Tailwind. And... I wonder if we want to play this in Tailwind, because we can't... And maybe we could just... Actually, that'd be kind of heat. Do it the opposite. I feel like Enamorus is coming here. Because I'm hesitant to do the exact same thing, because I feel like you can stop Trick Room from going up a handful of different ways. This has to be the Hitmontop lead, right? How do we deal with that? We could just go for straight Prim, but that doesn't stop us from getting faked out. I think we just do it again. Like, because we didn't get the late game Tailwind off, right? Because let's just do it again. Like, show me you can't stop it, right? Because, like, we didn't even get to our secondary mode on this, where it was like the Trick Room ends, he's stalling it out, you know. Maybe he just figured that, you know, Trick Room is just really tough and he's just going to stall it out this time. Chi-Yu Hitmontop. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I think he's just going to go for the straight damage into it. So... See, here's the thing, though. I feel like, again, we could just go for the Terra Electric and Trick Room. Or we could just get rid of the Chi right now. He's going to Terra. I feel like we need our Terra. So what item's on the Hitmontop, then? Oh, yeah, because we're -1. So we're just going to go for it again, right? I kind of don't want a Terra, though. I know he's going to fake me out, but I think we're ready for this. I think we're ready for this, because you can't taunt me. Oh, no, I didn't even consider that. Well, Dark Pulse isn't going to pick us up, because you're AV. If you flinch, we're in trouble. Cool. Alright. So he went for the Dark Pulse, and then there's the Fake Out. So we are setting ourselves up already for a late game Tailwind, right? So we can just go for Helping Hand into this thing and then go for a Cudgel, because I don't think he can protect here. I feel like he switches or... Yeah, he's gonna go for the Terra Grass, right? Yeah, that's fine. That crit in game 1 was pretty big, because with the Charty Berry, it probably lives. Well, why would he have it if it didn't, right? So I respect him enough. So Helping Hand, okay. We're not paralyzed this time, which is freaking awesome. So this is just Dark Pulse CC. Oh, that was so risky. I was just like, do we live? Alright, Snarl goes off. I'm okay with this, because now we get our Trick Room turns. Ooh, wait a second. He just undersped, didn't he? Oh. Okay. Interesting. That really sucks, actually. Can't believe I'm locking in a Draining Kiss for an end game. Well, what's switching in here? Because this is going to take some damage, right? Well, Thundurus isn't going to like this. I should have Moonblasted. Okay, so we heal up a bit, so we might take a Snarl here. But I don't like the fact that Prim is... That did a lot. But we lock into it, right? Look, we live that. That's awesome. Cool. Funny, that crit me too. Alright, so now we're neutral because we have the specs, right? 2 turns of Trick Room. So we do have the late game. We need rid of that Thundurus right now. So I say we go for Lunar Blessing again and another Draining Kiss. If this is Eerie Impulse, then I guess hats off. Which it probably is. No Paras. I'll take my HP. I'll take my HP back. That's fine. Hitmontop comes in. Definitely dies. It definitely dies. Oh, I guess he wants the Fake Out. I don't like the fact that my Crest is going to go down here. And then, Ooh, really? Should have just locked into Moonblast. And then it picks up the KO, picks up that KO. Yeah, that was just stupid. I should have just Moonblasted. Eject button, okay. So he doesn't have the Fake Out on the turn, on this turn, which is really nice. I feel like I should have done more damage with Moonblast here. Because I'm -1? I think he snarled again, right? Okay. Well, we have Draining Kiss, so going second in this situation isn't the worst thing in the world, right? I don't mind this because we still have our Terra. It's funny because he could have pulled out a Terra Blast and it would have really sucked. So both of these Pokemon are weak to, So I don't Terra here. I go for the Air Slash into the Ogerpon, I think, right? So one more turn of Trick Room. Yeah, he's just going to Spiky Shield, so let's just double this. Maybe I could have protected there? Yeah, Draining Kiss goes off. No, that's just not doing any damage, right? And then yeah, the Ogerpon's just gonna hit me. Oh, Terra Blast finally comes out. Wow, he hit that really well. Wow. Yeah, nice. He hit that. Okay, so Terra Blast. Yeah, Cudgel goes off. This is gonna hurt. I was calling the Protect here, but at this stage in the game, he just attacks, right? Yeah. He's just gonna 4-0 me. Wow, this is really gonna hurt. Yeah, he hasn't lost him on yet. We can crit and get a KO, I guess, maybe. Nah, we don't even get that. So we get 4-0'd here. See, if I Moonblast there, I think the game goes way differently, because then we're not short on the KO there. We pick up the switch in on the Thundurus, and now we're sitting in a great spot. So yeah, Draining Kiss was just not the play. Ah, that really sucks, because that might be the season right there. I think the one game just might be the season. All I had to do was click Moonblast. I think our season's done, everybody. I was looking at the standings before, and that might be the case. But let's not think of that. Let's just take care of business now. So let's go for Cassiopeia, I guess. Yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself because that just wasn't very smart. It wasn't smart at all. Specs Prim. Do we go fast mode? Like, he's pretty slow, but he does have the fake out. So we could honestly, what just stops me from doing this? I don't mind this. But the Hitmontop's definitely getting led. 100% is getting led. I might be okay with this. Then we can go for a late game Trick Room, maybe? He's got a lot of things for Mudsdale, doesn't he? But this does give us a switch in on the Thundy, if he's going to T-Wave us or something. But the Tailwind's just so good here, right? Or do we not bring this? Late game on this? Yeah, let's do it. This is not what we planned at all, but you know what? There was some tech with this Gouging Fire I wanted to kind of pull off. We got Temper Flare, guys. We got Temper Flare. Thunderous Chi-Yu. Okay. Is this the Zoroark is the question. It's actually a really good thing we didn't lead the Prim here. So we're not going to KO with the Chardy. We could tear a rock, I guess. I feel like you want rid of this, Jugulis here. Oh, Icy Wind. Okay. So that's definitely the Zoroark. Okay, and then you... Oh yeah, because it's Scarf, right? So it outspeeds me, yeah. So we did protect properly there. Okay, so we get the... Yeah, that's fine. A crit again would be great. Oh, we almost got it. We almost got it. Okay, okay, okay. Gouging Fire switch-in's not bad, so we can just go for a Cudgel into this slot, and then we can go for the Gouging Fire switch-in. That's not bad, actually. We lose our booster energy, but I think this is a really good Pokemon. But you're locked into Icy Wind. We don't get dropped here, so he's going to find my item, and then he's going to go for a T-Bolt. Yep, which we take pretty well. Don't get paralyzed. Nice. Very cool. All right. So that Zoroark really didn't do much. It was a little awkward with the Icy Wind, but I kind of wanted to protect my Jugulis anyway. So, okay, so we have basically the lead that we wanted to do anyway, and we're up him on. So I think we're in a good spot here, but I think the T-Wave spam stuff is coming. So we need to get our Tailwind up. All right, well, this is probably a... I feel like we go for a Follow Me here, and we just go for the Temper Flare into the Thundurus. Because I kind of want rid of this. Yeah, this... Oh, what are you switching in to take this? If this is Enamorous, that'd be nice. Oh, Hitmontop, okay. Well, you knew I was Clear Amulet on that, but you lower the damage. I still think this is Terra Grass. I still think it is. Oh, really? Okay. So what are you going for here? Dark Pulse is pretty safe, isn't it? Heat Wave, okay. Ooh, we live. Burn? Nope. Never lucky for him, I guess. Alright, so he gets the Fake Out here, so we could just go for a double Protect here. Like, oh yeah, the eject button. I forgot he had that. And Thundurus just comes back in. I guess you just went for that Intimidate on the Geotoadman, I guess. We are -1. Do we want to save this? We could, but it's pretty safe. I feel like we go for the Spiky Shield here. Because, like, you're not really hurting my King Kung Fu Panda, are you? Yeah, let's get rid of this thing. You can switch again. Yeah. That's fine. Like, I'm just getting free damage, so... Yeah, because you're just not doing any damage to my, my Gouging Fire, right? Oh, Snarl goes off. Okay. That's going to do a little bit more than Heat Wave did, so that's good. Well, for him. I'm rooting for my opponent. What can I say? Okay, so that might be in range of another KO. So, Fake Out Dark Pulse here makes perfect sense. So, I feel like we can get in this right now pretty safely. And we can Burning Bulwark here. And then we'll be able to get a Tailwind off next turn. And I think we'll be in great shape for late game. Really good shape. Because, well, he's definitely saving that Thundurus because he knows that Prim's in the back. This is a good game. This is a good game 3. Paint goes off. That's funny. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, well. Wait, why Faint Snarl in that slot? I feel like the play was Dark Pulse if you're going to do that. So we just go for Tailwind here, I'm pretty sure, right? I think Tailwind just seals it, doesn't it? Do you have a fire switch in? Ogre Pond, so not really. Let's just get rid of him on top. And then Prim just comes in safely and just starts doing crazy amounts of damage. And then the Wide Guard's gone too. Yeah, we just win. But the Eerie Impulse is really annoying, so we show Tailwind for the first time. Cool. Temper Flare goes off. Cool. Picks up. Cool. Now it's a 4v2. He hasn't Terra'd yet. We have to keep that in mind. Ooh, we still have both Pokemon. That's so good for us. That is so incredibly good for us. Thundurus comes out. Okay. So, here's the thing. So, he can't do any... I think we just go for the Snarl here. But if we miss... This is so risky. It's so risky. Oh no, Burning Bulwark doesn't work with T-Wave. Oh, that's so stupid. That's so dumb. Guys. 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 And I missed the Thundurus, right? No, I missed the Chi-Yu. Man, I wanted to hit both of them there. That would have been nice to hit both. Is it just Chi-Yu versus the world now? Yeah, because it was Hitmontop, Zoroark, Thundurus, Chi-Yu, right? Alright, well our Ogerpon comes in. Well, he's going to pick up a KO on this turn, and then we could just come in and just Moonblast. So we're just going to go for the Cudgel. And we still have our Terra Dragon, too, so we're perfectly fine. Yeah. Yeah, you go for the Terra Grass. This will do about half to you, I think. But then you just can't do any damage back to us, and we just lock in a Moonblast. Yeah, the kill differential isn't hurting me. Like, the kill differential on my team is not a thing. I've always had decent KD. It's just the, yeah, that just did too much, right? Heatwave goes off, picks up both of them. Okay, then Prim comes in with Tailwind, we Terra, and then we just win. Yeah, we're still in, but he can't protect either, right? And we still have our Terra, so we're in... Like, I'm pretty sure he's shown all of his moves, right? Heatwave was the last one? Yeah. Cool. Terra Dragon, Moonblast. Cool. This probably picks up. It is Assault Vest, so you never know, but I'm pretty sure it picks up. Like, I know that D-Gleam didn't do that much, but that was spread damage, you know, so this definitely picks up. It's not affected by its own Beads of Ruin. That's interesting, so. And that's it. So we got a win. It's kind of like bittersweet, though, because I'm pretty sure I don't make playoffs even though we won. Just because he won his week 6 and we lost that one game, so I think that might do it for him. But hey, Laura, we're just gonna leave the call for sorry, not leave the call. We're gonna start a call with Scooteezy, and then we'll see if we can get a post game. So I'll see you guys in just a second. All right. So we didn't make it. This is your post game, guys. It's a little bittersweet because we ended up getting ourselves a win. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. As Wolfie says, it wasn't enough. But this one is not like, it wasn't enough for everybody else to beat me. It was more like it wasn't enough for me to win this week. And here's the worst part, guys. I was gonna do an interview. I actually did an interview with Scooteezy. We talked for maybe 20 minutes. And unfortunately, I'm a dummy when it comes to OBS, and I forgot to turn on his audio. So I have half the interview. I have my side, but it was just me talking to myself. So unfortunately, we were going to re-record it, and then it was just like, you know what, whatever. I'll just do like an outro when it comes, because this is kind of a season outro. This is a little bit of a somber moment here, but if you look at the screen here, these are the final standings of the season. We came up just short, unfortunately. So John Luke and Justin ended up finishing first and second as they were. They did flip first and second because I think John Luke ended up winning by a larger margin and overcame a little bit of a differential here. And then Konami, what a great 2 weeks to end the season. Winning his last 2 weeks of the season to make the playoffs. Wasn't looking good for a bit, but he ended up winning 2 really, really close games and ended up getting himself into that third playoff spot. Zem Tenor ended up losing his last week of the season, but still scraped in. Unfortunately, I got to play spoiler and kind of ruin Scooteezy's playoff chances, but I am just behind him. I could have finished 5th, but I decided to lay an egg in game 2, and there are a couple of KOs I left on the table. Like, I should have clicked Moonblast, man. Oh, I'm still kicking myself in game 2. If I click Moonblast, like, I don't want to do woulda, coulda, shoulda, but if I click the Moonblast, man, I pick up that KO that I just missed on the Thundurus switch-in. I pick up the KO on the Hitmontop switch-in, and then it's a whole nother game, guys. So, unfortunately, you gotta sleep in the bed you made. I keep saying that, but you know what I mean? Close enough is not gonna get you there, but we finished in 6th place. Shuckle King ended up losing his last 2 weeks of the season, I believe. It was his last 2 weeks, maybe? I can't remember exactly, but yeah, strong start to the season, but just I think the last 2 weeks he didn't end up getting a win. Zolrain 2 and 5, and then you got Alex with his 1 win, and Cisco ended up getting his 1 win to end the season. So I'm really glad that no one went winless this season. But it was close. It was really close though. Alex and Cisco ended up getting theirs late, but I think that those two, they still had a lot of fun. I know Cisco had a lot of fun building. Alex used it more of as a development season. It was more of an eye-opening. He's just like, I gotta start taking this seriously, right? And you could definitely tell his games were a lot closer. He took a game off Justin Tang. I didn't. so that was really cool. So if you hadn't had a chance to see that one, go watch that match. That was a lot of fun to watch. But those are your final standings, guys. So we fell short, finished right in the middle, unfortunately. But you know what? I had a blast this season. I tried a team that was a little uncomfortable for me. I feel like my draft preparation wasn't adequate enough because we were kind of scrambling during the draft. We wanted a couple of things. We had them in mind. And you guys already know I wanted the Raging Bolt. I wanted the Chi-Yu. I wanted the, what was it? The Chanpao, things like that. And I didn't get what I wanted. And I ended up kind of conjuring up a team that I was like, I think this works. It looks strong, question mark. And we tried it. And you know what? I learned a little bit about this season. I learned that Cresselia is not an imposter. I love Cresselia. I had so much fun with it. If we actually look at the team statistics here, do we even have them here? They're not really populating. I don't know what's going on here, but that's okay. Statistics? No. We got some here too. So we can maybe go over this as well, the kill leaders and stuff like that. And then we'll go over the playoff matchup. So I don't have the stats here. I don't know what's going on with the sheet here. I don't know what happened, but it's broken. Let me see standings. Yeah, we got the standings here. So you know what that leads? That leads us into the playoff matchup. So we've got John Luke versus Zem Tenor in round 1 of the playoffs. Expect that next week, which is going to be super exciting. We have 4 incredible players going at it, and I can't wait to see them. And I think I might be doing some recaps on them as well. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do. I thought I'd be playing, guys. I thought I'd be playing. I'm not playing, so I got to watch from the sidelines, but I'll be a good cheerleader. Yeah, go everybody. I kind of want everybody to win, but unfortunately there's only one. Okay, so then we have Justin Tang versus Konami. So Konami finished the season really strong, has a great roster. So, but how do you not give the advantage to Justin Tang, right? Like, you just look at the season he's had, fantastic, right? But I wouldn't count out Konami. Play the spoiler role, you know, play the underdog role, and just let your team do the lifting for you. He's just a guy. Justin Tang's just a guy. He's beatable. He lost 1 game this season, so he's beatable. And same thing with John Luke. John Luke's beatable as well, but we took them so close in our matches. But it's not about us. It's not about us. It's about the playoffs, these guys. So those are the matchups. I might do a breakdown. I might do some sort of matchup reveal or whatever it is, and I might do predictions or whatever it might be. But I think I would just straight up just predict the top 2. Look at the difference between the stats and stuff like that. These two are just running away with it. I would have to pick these two to win their matches, right? But I really hope that it's a good set, and I really hope that there could be some kind of spoiler. That'd be kind of cool. So let's see how that one goes. What else do we want to do? I guess that's pretty much it. This is a little sad right now because my season's over, but I might actually do a video of like what did I learn from this season. I learned a little bit about the Cresselia and the Pokemon I liked, Pokemon I didn't like, things like that. This is the team right here. We got the Gouging Fire, Overpond, Prim. We made some transactions, but a little bit too late. I think I learned a little bit too that Tailwind is much more valuable to a team than I thought. I know Tailwind's really good, very cliche. Gotta get my Tailwind. You know, everybody, oh, you're in front of like a Cresselia and, I don't know, an Amoonguss. Gotta get my Tailwind. So that's just a thing that people just do, right? But it is very valuable to have a fast and reliable Tailwind setter. That way, at least you have that option to get the early momentum. And if you draft a team like mine, it's going to be hard to not have Tailwind up, right? So I think next time I play, I'm probably going to maybe go my offensive piece first and then go for a Tailwind setter, a very good one, because there's a lot of good ones you can get early. You just got to snag one. That's it. You can't leave it to the end, and I left it to the end, and I had to pick one up mid-season, unfortunately. So that's probably what I learned a little bit too. But as for the team and how it functioned, every Pokemon had its week, you know? Berserker did pretty well one week. Gengar did really well in a couple weeks. Jugulus was a great addition. Cresselia, MVP. Hands down, MVP. Kill leader, everything, right? Ogerpon Cornerstone was good. It didn't pick up as many kills and it was as offensive as I wanted because it was running more so redirection to set up the Trick Room and my support. So it was kind of set up for not getting as many kills. Primarina did fantastic in the last few weeks it was here. Gouging Fire, I didn't mind the Gouging Fire. Its attack was like, I kind of needed a damage boosting item, you know? Like I didn't get any Howl stuff off this season, you know? It's just, it was a little tough. I don't know why. Maybe just too much setup. The Mudsdale was fantastic. The Tauros was okay. It was a cheap Intimidator. I might have gone for a different one, but I didn't really get close combats off this season, which is why I wanted it. And Ampharos had 1 week. It came 1 week. It did its thing. It did what it needed to do, but it wasn't, again, wasn't much to write home about. It was a 1-pointer. It was going to be used 1 or 2 weeks maximum. So we didn't even end up facing the Rain team. That's the funny part. If we were going to face the Rain team, Ampharos would have been fantastic, right? But oh, actually, that's what we might want to do. The teams that I didn't end up facing this season, like Zamtenor and Alex, I think I asked them if they wanted to do an actual, like, exhibition match, just to see it. You know what I mean? So I might actually face Alex U Splash in a exhibition, a little friendly, and see how that one goes, just for funsies. So if you guys want to see that, comment down below. Let me know if that's what you'd want to see, because I would have to coordinate with Alex exactly what he wants to do, and he would have to build teams and treat it like it's a regular season game because, you know, bragging rights and all, you know? But anyway, so that'll be it for me signing off for the season, guys. I might be doing some post regular season stuff, covering the playoffs, things like that. And I might be doing the exhibition, but I have to exactly see what time is looking like, right? Because there's a few things I want to do. We have the Michael Their Best Secret League that's going on right now that I do want to cover some videos as well. And I don't want to overcommit, because that's one thing. When you overcommit, you just don't enjoy it anymore, and it's just not fun, right? So I want to enjoy doing this. I want to stay doing this and do the videos that I enjoy, but I don't want to run out of time and stuff like that. So I want to do everything, guys. That's the only problem. I want to do everything. So anyway, so this is me, Jay Jingles, signing off. If you guys stuck around all season, I want to thank you so much, guys. The support was fantastic. You guys were hopping on board with the transactions and, you know, like, oh my goodness, that match was awesome and this and that, and I can't wait to see this guy, and it was just a blast. And the Discord has just been so supportive, guys. So I wanted to thank you guys that have been watching and just kind of supporting all throughout the season, and also supporting the other channels as well. I know that some people have been watching the other ones, commenting on their videos, and that's what I really wanted. I wanted people to really enjoy all the teams' perspectives and things like that. So yeah, I guess that's basically it. So I'll be signing off right now, and this isn't the last time we're going to be playing, guys. Might be a bit, you know, we might do some other content, but this is not the last time you're going to see the Toronto 6 in a draft league. Maybe Pokemon Champions? Maybe Pokemon Champions, hopefully. But anyway, so I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you much for watching, and if you enjoyed the season, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We have more draft league content coming out. I do streams. I do all this fun stuff to help you get better at being a better draft league player, so you can finish 4-3 like me, apparently. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.